Welcome back to another episode of You Should Read This. My name is Christina. I am the teen librarian at the Thayer Public Library, and for you today, I have our August theme. So our theme for the month of August is survival camp. These are all stories where at some point the characters have to survive out in the wild or the wilds of their home. They're all quite a bit different with very different protagonists. Before I tell you about the picks for this month, let me tell you what the pick for Book in a Bag was earlier this month. Book in a Bag is our monthly subscription service for teens. You do have to sign up every month on the event calendar because we don't like to assume that every teen will like every theme. This month's theme, as I said, was survival camp, and the pick for this month was I Am Still Alive by Kate Marshall. What it's about: after Jess is alone. Her cabin has burned to the ground. She knows if she doesn't act fast, the cold will kill her before she has time to worry about food. But she is alive for now. Before, Jess hadn't seen her survivalist off-the-grid dad in over a decade, but after a car crash killed her mother and left her injured, she was forced to move to his cabin in the remote Canadian wilderness. Just as Jess was beginning to get to know him, a secret from his past paid them a visit, leaving her father dead and Jess stranded. Why you should read it. If you're a fan of wilderness survival stories like Hatchet or The Martian, you're in the right place. This story has family drama, wilderness survival basics, a revenge story, a sweet dog, and more. So that is our survival camp pick for this month of August. Now on to the other You Should Read This recommendations. First up is our oldie pick, and for this month we are going with The Grace Year by Kim Liggett. What it's about: Tierney James dreams of a better life, a society that doesn't pit friend against friend or woman against woman. But her grace year is approaching, her 16th year, and a year no one will speak about, as it's forbidden. But she and others her age will be banished to an island so that they may release their magic into the wild and return pure and ready for marriage. The only thing is, not all of the girls banished will make it home alive, and there are rumors of poachers in the woods waiting for a chance to grab one of them. Why you should read it. Gritty and sharp, Grace Year examines complex relationships between girls, the growth into becoming a woman, and difficult decisions that they have to make in between. Okay, and next up we have our newbie pick. For this month I am going with a personal favorite of mine, which is Clown in a Cornfield by Adam Cesar. What it's about: Quinn and her father have just moved to Kettle Springs for a fresh start. But Kettle Springs has been suffering since the Bay Pen corn syrup factory shut down, and there's a divide. Adults on one side who want to make Kettle Springs great again, and kids and teens on the other side who want to have fun, and then get out of Kettle Springs as soon as they can. But when Friendo, Kettle Springs' creepy clown mascot, goes homicidal, he may just divide them himself. Why you should read it. Clown in a Cornfield is like reading a good B-horror movie. It has equally good B-horror sequel coming out later this month in August, which I have already read and enjoyed. I'm not sure if there's going to be a third one or not, but hopefully. If you're a fan of slasher films, this is a recommended read. If you're looking for something a little scary with a group of teens working together to unmask the monster by the end, this is the one you should check out this summer. Okay, so next up is our audiobook pick, and for this month I am going with The Ballad of Dinah Caldwell by Kate Browning. What it's about: Dinah runs her family's farm in the Ozarks. When she finds her mother dead in the living room and the wealthy rancher Gabriel Gates standing over her body, her focus narrows: kill Gabriel Gates. But Gates has built his wealth off of lies and bad loans and surrounds himself with bodyguards. With Dinah's farm foreclosed to the Gates, she is forced to go on the run with a $10,000 reward on her head. Why you should read it. True Grit meets Sadie in this revenge thriller that works through issues such as capitalism, queerness, and revolution. Last but not least is our graphic novel pick, and because I am still thinking about Stranger Things Season 4 as I am filming this, I am going with a Stranger Things graphic novel, Stranger Things Science Camp by Jody Hauser. What it's about. Remember at the beginning of Stranger Things Season 3 when we're told that Dustin went to summer science camp? This is the story of what happens that summer in between seasons at Camp Nowhere, where Dustin is facing nerdy bullies, there's a sinister figure, and there's also disappearing camp counselors, also science. Why you should read it. Set in the world of Stranger Things, this is a Dustin we know and love just after the events of Season 2. The good news is that you don't have to have watched the show in order to read this graphic novel. Dustin is a strong and likable character, and the events of this story are pretty self-contained. If you're a fan of the 1980s, B-horror movies, you might like this one. And those are all of our You Should Read This picks for the month of August. Hopefully you will consider picking them up. As I mentioned, Clown in a Cornfield has a sequel coming out. It was also chosen as a Summer Scares young adult pick for the summer of 2022. So there's a couple of different reasons you should get it, other than the fact that it is one that I clearly enjoy. Also, if you've been watching any of the talk about Scream and Halloween reboots and you're looking to read a slasher, this is kind of in that same camp. Anyways, I will be back next month for the month of September. Our theme for the month of September, kind of hanging on to summer just a little bit longer, will be swashbucklers. It will be all about pirates, all about sea adventures. So stay tuned for that one. I'll see you next time. Just as Jess was begetting? What is begetting? And those are all of our book in a bag picks for, nope.